I just picked this up about a week ago. It's a 1999 Lincoln Town Car. It is a Signature Series. It pretty much replaced the previous Town Car that I had, that you can also see in my previous videos. It's exceptionally clean. There pretty much is this zero rust on this car. Whoever had it took really good care of it. It's only got about 96,000 miles on it. I think I actually had 94 when I got it. I drive it a lot. But it's clean, no dents, no dings. The interior is absolutely immaculate. It's nice. It's very, very nice. Whoever had it took really good care of it. I'll pop the trunk here, take a look at it. And you can see it's every bit as big as the other Lincoln Town Car that I had. The interior, let's take a look at that. Very, very clean. Pretty much like new condition. It's got some cool options. It's got some storage in the door, and it's got the power windows, power locks, heated seats. You can make the back hot, just the bottom hot, or both hot. 5 levels of temperature. All the door controls or seat controls are on the door. It's got easy out, so when you shut the car off, the seat automatically pushes itself all the way to the back position so you can get out easy. It's got some pretty cool features inside. It's missing some features that my previous Lincoln had, but it also has some features that it doesn't have. The old Lincoln had what was, I think they called it headlight or bright light auto dim. So when another car came at you, the lights would automatically dim. This car does not have that feature. It's one feature that is missing. The older Lincoln, and I'll remind you, it was a 1987, it had a trunk release, but it was in the glove box. This one has it on a door panel. It also has a fuel door pop button as well, which I think is just kind of supposed to prevent people from siphoning your gas. Not that that's going to be a problem in my neighborhood. It does have the sunroof. Sunroof works. Actually, everything on this car works like it should. The controls are up on the ceiling. The mirror has the auto dim feature. And the climate control on this one is digital, where the other one still had climate control, but it was an old analog slide style analog. It has a fairly basic stereo. I think I'm going to replace this with something a little more modern, since it's a standard double din hole. That should make that easy. But it does have some features on it that were probably pretty good in 1999. It has a CD changer in the trunk. It's 6 CDs. It does work too. There are some differences between the dash of this one and the 87. The 87, everything was digital. On this car, the gas gauge, the speedometer, and your temperature gauge, all of that is now analog, but they did keep some of the computer features tucked away in the corner. As you can see, there's an odometer and your trunk's open and doors open type monitoring on the left side. Your cruise control, all of that pops up on there as well. And then on the right side is your standard trip gauge. Nothing special here. It just tells you how many miles you have left on your tank, or what your miles per gallon is, etc. I will say, of course, right now I filled up here on my way in yesterday, and it's giving me 21.5 miles to the gallon. Actually, overall average on this car, I got 25.7 on the last fill up. If you're doing highway miles like I'm doing, it'll easily do 25. This tank of gas that we've used so far has pretty much almost all been in town, and that's why it's 21.5. But become the work week, I'll start driving on the highway and it'll get better. The steering wheel controls are all here. Your typical standard Ford controls. You basically control your radio on one side and your cruise control on the other. It's pretty slick setup. It's relatively simple, yet it's still pretty advanced. So Lincoln kind of pulled off that plain Jane kind of fancy look and feel to the car, but they still gave it a ton of features that a standard car of 1999 would not have. As far as the engine on this car, it runs like a brand new car. It drives like a brand new car, as anything with 96,000 miles should. It's nice. The back seat is amazing, as with all of these town cars. The back seat is just like having a giant sofa, and it is comfortable. The front seat is all the way back. I have long legs, so I push it all the way back, and I still have plenty of leg room. My feet, my knees are not touching the back of the seat, so there is plenty of room in this car. And this is not the extended version. I understand later Lincoln came out with an L series, and it was actually 6 inches longer. I do not know why you would want 6 more inches, but regardless, the short version, which is apparently what I have, is very, very roomy and exceptionally comfortable. The Old Town car had ashtrays in the door like this, but it also had cigarette lighters. I don't smoke, but the cigarette lighters are nice for phones because you can charge phones. They did away with that on this year. So that is something I kind of miss, because when you have passengers in the back and they want to charge their cell phones, it's nice to have charge ports in the door, but we don't have that on this car. Something they did away with that I wish they didn't. There's a full-size tire in the trunk, not one of those wimpy Mickey Mouse tires, so you can feel safe running at highway speeds when you have a full-size spare. In the corner is where they kept the CD changer, and it's just a standard 6 compact disc magazine. It pops out, put your 6 disc in, put them back in, you're ready to go. As far as dependability, this car is based on the Crown Victoria, and as you all know, the Crown Victorias were used heavily in the taxi communities because they literally would run forever. The Crown Victorias were known for the dependability, and it wasn't uncommon for a Crown Victoria to get 400,000 or 500,000 miles with very little maintenance. So that's it, a tour of the 1999 Lincoln Town Car. You can see that they also did away with the hood ornament, but later they came back with the hood ornament. So they had enough people complaining that town cars are luxury cars and luxury cars should have a hood ornament.